Lancaster City Council meeting. Roll call, please.
City Council Member, Agency Director, Authority Members Hughes Leslie.
Present.
Molly absent. Mann.
Present.
Vice Mayor, Vice Chairman Christ.
Present.
Mayor, Chairman Paris absent. We have a quorum.
Vice Mayor, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to excuse Mayor Paris and Councilmember Molly.
I'll second that.
We have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. The invocation, John Michael. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Join me as we pray. Father God, it is good to come before you tonight and to acknowledge that we live in a city where I can invoke you, Lord, to come before you and say and ask for your blessing on these proceedings tonight. Lord, I pray for peace as the matters of the city are brought before those who make decisions. Lord, I pray for wisdom that only comes from you as we acknowledge that all good things come from you. And I pray that you would bless the proceedings tonight as only you can as we acknowledge who you are. I pray this in your precious name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Henry, you want to do the pledge?
I will do it. Join me. Your right hand over your heart. Let us begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice Sunday presentation. Is Nigel here?
Yes, sir, he is. We are. Somewhere.
I'm coming.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome. How are you? Good morning.
Great.
Good morning. Good evening. As you can see, I'm rushing. Vice Mayor, City Council, our distinguished staff, we thank you for inviting us out and supporting the Justice Sunday Arts Initiative. Today, we have students which will be recognized for their participation in the event. These students sacrificed their winter break to put on a historically accurate African-American play. So before we do that, I'd like to introduce our chairperson, Bishop Henry Hearns.
Thank you, Mr. Hawley, and to our distinguished council, staff, and all of you. My thoughts always are, I'm thankful that the Lord loves us enough to allow us to be in the completion of another day on the West Coast of America. And thank you all so much for what you've done over the years, Council, and how you have honored us by allowing us to make a presentation to a man who not only gave his life, a lot of people would like to think that he gave his life for those of us who are black. But if he had just done that, it would not have been justice. But he gave his life that America might come together as one for the common cause of America. We thank you again so much for allowing us to be here. Thanks again, and to God be the glory. Amen.
Yeah, you can. Okay, so with that, this year's play was called Conception, an Exploration of Innovation. Some of you guys had an opportunity to come out and see the presentation. It was a beautiful presentation where the students drafted a play that dared to introduce the Valley to all of those Black American innovators and their contributions to America. The play was written in such a way to where they were able to bring comedy to something that was normally dramatic. And it just showed what innovations and inventions that, if not created, society as we know it would not exist. And so I would just like to give all of our students a round of applause if our students would stand. And there is someone here who is much better suited to making sure we don't forget any names. So I'm going to invite India Smith up so she can introduce you guys to the students.
I should have known I wouldn't get off the hook. Hey guys, it's awesome to be standing up with here for another year. So we're gonna just jump right in. I'm just gonna look around the room, make sure nobody snuck in my 10-second walk. Okay, so in no particular order, tonight we have Ruby, Daisy, Mona Lisa, Seth, Shane, Josh, LaKayla, Malaya, Jocelyn, Samaya, Jamal, Trinity, Liam, Eliza, Lillian, Precious, Elise, Kaylee, Val, Genevieve, and Maddie.
Students will be acknowledged by receiving certificates from you, our Lancaster City Council, as well as other entities. So Sean Cannon will come and introduce the other entities, and at that point, we'll invite the students up so we can take a photo.
Want to go down there? I know, but go down there.
Thank you so much. We want to give a special thank you to all of the offices that we have here today in representation, starting with Assemblyman Tom Lackey's office for our students that live in the 34th Assembly District. His message to our students is, "It is my honor to recognize you for your participation in Justice Sunday. Thank you for your commitment to raising a voice against social injustice and bringing various communities together to eliminate poverty, gender, and physical discrimination. I wish you much success in all your future endeavors. Signed the 11th day of March, 2025. And for our students that live in the 39th Assembly District, your Assemblyman Juan Carrillo writes, "On behalf of the 39th Assembly District, thank you for your unwavering dedication to the Antelope Valley community. Your passion to serving others is truly an inspiration. I wish you continued success in all your future endeavors." And from our Los Angeles County Supervisor, District 5 Representative Catherine Barger, she writes, "With sincere congratulations and best wishes, the Board of Supervisors of Los Angeles County does hereby join in your celebration." Signed, Catherine Barger, Chair of the Board, Supervisor, 5th District. And from our esteemed City Council members and Mayor Rex Paris, he writes, "The Lancaster City Council extends its gratitude for your involvement in the 2025 Justice Sunday celebration. We are grateful for your continuous dedication and commitment and support to this community." Thank you all again, and congratulations to the students of the Antelope Valley Union High School District.
So with that, we'll go ahead and invite our students up again. We would like to thank the City Council. We'd like to thank our City Manager's Office and our Parks Department for supporting this initiative. We touch hundreds of students with this initiative for them to learn more about history and arts. We appreciate you guys, and at that, we're going to invite our students up.
Rod.
Parents, if you would like to take a photo, now would be the time. We're going to ask that you let the professional photographer take a photo first, and then you guys can come in and take a photo.
Congressman George Whitesides, in recognition of your dedication, leadership, and outstanding contributions to Justice Sunday, it is in deep appreciation of your commitment to preserving and sharing history through the arts. Signed, your Congressman from the 27th District. Yes.
So this year we serviced over 65 students over their winter break. So again, they all can make it tonight, but if you would give them a round of applause for their students, we're going to go outside so we can hand out the rest of your certificates. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Henry.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you, Ben.
I need a motion and a second for the consent calendar.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent calendar as comprised.
I second that motion.
Let's vote. Passes with 3 yes votes. Council reports. Lauren?
I just want to share with the community that I had an Army-filled weekend. I had the privilege of attending a military ball with some of my former colleagues. And then I also had the privilege of attending the West Point Alumni Association Founders Day. And I just want to share with everyone that it's an honor to be a part of this team and to be a part of an organization like the Army and now the City Council. It really is a privilege. And the fact that we may not always agree together or agree with one another, the fact that we're all rowing in the same direction for the betterment of our community, it's just, it's a privilege to be a part of this team.
Thank you. Ken?
I have nothing to report.
So all the reports are usually during the second weekend, so I don't think there's any other reports.
Right.
No housing, no finance, no power, no succession. You want to play that video?
Cue the video.
Hi. Today is one of the most exciting days I've had in a very long time. I'm at the Abundance Seminar in Los Angeles, where I am learning from the latest and greatest people in AI, just where AI is taking us. You know, before I came here, I was kind of frightened of AI because I thought it would take a lot of jobs. I'm leaving here convinced that if we jump on this now, we're going to have more jobs than we know what to do with. We're going to have more prosperity than we know what to do with. But it's going to require us to embrace it now so we're ahead of everyone else. I can't wait to get back and tell everybody what's been happening in AI and how it's just going to change our future and the future of our hardworking families, I think, in a very good way.
I did have an opportunity to speak with the mayor, and he's really excited in regards to the AI, and can't wait to show that with everyone. City manager.
Couple quick updates. So time changed over this past weekend. I don't know if everybody else is struggling as much as me with it, but this is not a fun one. But it does mean spring is here, so it's time for all of our spring events. The first one coming up on April 12th, we'll have our annual Bunny Hop, and then we'll swing right into the annual Poppy Fest with the livestock auction on April 25th and 27th. Tickets went on sale for that event, so get them and get them now while they're still available. I think last year we broke records on attendance, so definitely buy your tickets early for that event. LPAC has some exciting announcements. They are working on, the LPAC Foundation is actually doing a performing arts scholarship. So local high school seniors can get awarded up to $5,000 to pursue higher education in the arts. Those applications are due by the 31st of March, so get them in if you're a high school senior and you're interested in getting $5,000 to go to college. Our Lancaster Police Department on Thursday, March 27th from 9 to 3 will be getting a new mural on the side of the building there, so come on out, help paint that mural. And then the last thing is our economic development team. They did announce that our March business of the month is Maxton's Bar and Grill, probably the best steak in town, so if you haven't been over there, get over there and frequent that business. With that, I have no other announcements.
Thank you, sir. City clerk.
This is the time to address the City Council Agency Authority on non-agendized matters. Speaker cards may be found on the back table of the council chambers. If you have completed one, please ensure you have placed it up front so that you may be recognized. Individual speakers are ordinarily limited to 3 minutes each, unless otherwise directed by the chair of this meeting. Please keep in mind, state law prohibits council from acting on items not on the agenda, and your matter may be referred to the city manager. Thank you.
Jason Zink. Just in time.
Just in time. I will say Maxton's, the open face steakhouse, is probably the best there is.
It is pretty good.
Good. And a good drink next to it's pretty good too. But what I'm here today for is to lobby again for you guys as leaders, as Antelope Valley leaders, to lobby the state, federal government, and the county with Supervisor Barger so that Antelope Valley has a super commuter opportunity zone to create jobs. We were left out of the last Trump tax bill, and we were left out of the state tax bill. And it was because AV leadership dropped the ball. And it's time for you guys to invest. You guys are paying employees $200,000, $600,000 a year to be able to fly to Sacramento and to DC and call our representatives and say, we're going to go into the Go Biz office and be the 14th economic district of the state of California. We're the last area where there's middle class opportunity. We have the highest commuting rate and population in all of the country. If we didn't have this statistic, then I wouldn't even waste your time. But when you have a statistic like that of 100,000 people going 5 days a week, spending 2 to 5 hours every day, pounding their heads on that freeway, you have to help these people. All I'm asking you to do is to Zoom call all our representatives and to have them lobby for it, to put it in the tax bill, and go to see Dee Dee Mears of Go Biz office and the governor's economic office and make Antelope Valley the 14th district separate from LA Basin. We deserve our own economic district. We deserve our own workforce development board, state-sponsored board that will create jobs for our region. I'm asking you for this. Thank you.
If you're going to fill a card out, you need to do it now. Aubrey McPherson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a little low.
I appreciate that. I'm quite a tall woman.
that?
Yeah. Good evening, council members. It's been a while. The reason that I'm here tonight, and I'm hoping that I won't indulge in any interruptions tonight, is because I got an opportunity to see the February 25th meeting of the recording where RX Paris is telling our homeless, or I'm sorry, not telling our homeless, but he's telling one of our city members that he would like to push out fentanyl to our homeless citizens. So I just want to give you guys some numbers here tonight. We have 6,672,000 homeless within the Antelope Valley. 1,200 of those are children. Our mayor advocated for fentanyl to be pushed not once, not twice, but 3 times to our community. Once again, that's once, twice, and 3rd times the charm. Not only did he advocate for our residents who are homeless, who are already experiencing mental health crises, health aid crises, food, shelter, water, whatever it might be, bathing themselves, right? They are already experiencing a crisis. And our mayor sat up here, and that was his remarks, is that he wanted to give them all free fentanyl. I mean, thank God it's free, right? Because Lord forbid, we already know they don't have the money to pay for it, right? But let me go ahead and bounce those statistics back. So not only did he advocate for the parents, somebody's daughter, somebody's wife, somebody's child, somebody's husband to die, but then he also advocated for the children underneath those other people's children. You have In God We Trust, and are we all not children of God? Shame on each and every one of you that sat up here, though, and this is the thing that really got me, is that in the background of that video, you could hear laughter, as if it's a joke to murder our citizens, as if it's somehow comical to watch people dying in the street. Now, I don't know, and I hope that neither of you or any of you ever experienced what it's like to have to worry about food, have to worry about how you're going to pay your electric bill, how you're going to pay your rent. I really hope that you are never a single mom with 2 kids trying to determine how you're going to get through, because I once was. I once was a mother who almost had to take my 2 children into my vehicle. So shame on our mayor, and shame on you guys for not speaking up for our community. And that's my time.
David Paul.
Mr. Vice Mayor and Council, good evening. I get to say that again. I like that we went back to 5 o'clock. You know, 1:30 had its advantages, but here we are. And I think tonight will be a little anticlimactic, but I saw the thing on Facebook of Rex with the fentanyl comment, and, you know, we go back a long ways with Rex saying things that he's being sarcastic and people take it wrong. I'm not defending it. I don't think someone should say that, but it is sarcasm. So, you know, I don't know where we stand. I want things that bring our city together. Certainly there are enough challenges that we have to work on. I went out to the homeless possible parking spot at 60th West or East out there. And, you know, I'd like to hear a little bit more about how that's going to proceed. So we have to move forward. It goes slowly, and I apologize to people who get offended by things that are largely beyond our control. So it just seems like I'd like to see us focus on getting along instead of being mad about crazy things that no one can control. But hopefully next week there'll be a different situation and it'll be exciting, and I just mean that sarcastically. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Anita Board-LeMay.
Hi, I've been coming here since 2011. I've been human trafficked by this city that I can't believe these people are finally standing up against you. I have report after report. I've had judges criminally charge me for nothing. I've been assaulted by cops, and guess what? Church leaders. I was assaulted last week by church leaders. I want to know what's going on with the church leaders here. I want a federal investigation against the people that put me in jail illegally, and I'm going to hopefully get an attorney. But these reports, they're nothing. You people do nothing. You send us to the police and you do nothing. Thank God they're finally standing up. I don't know if they've heard Rex Paris announce on his lawyer website that he was an ex-drug dealer and that he got a deal at the age of 18. I've heard him say it on his website. I've also been told, and I don't know if this is true, that it's against the law for a mayor to be a lawyer. But I know one thing, I'm still being human trafficked. Right now, my daughter is in Bakersfield. They put my daughter all over the internet and are human trafficking her on heroin. Guess who's out there? With my needles from insulin. It's time people get mad and call your bluff. Maybe Donald Trump needs to come here and arrest all of you. Something is seriously wrong in this city. I get attacked in my car by cops. A pair of glasses 3 days ago. And the bitch tells me, I hope you go blind for reporting us. I can ID the cops. My old neighbors, I was robbed of coins with money. I have a business. San Jose, they stole my businesses. 2011 I've been coming here. And all you've ever done is promise me an investigation. I wrote Rex Paris a letter before my neighbors attacked me with a cop. And 3, 4, 5 days later, I was handcuffed and beat by one of your officers. Corey Games, I'm sure you sent him somewhere else. I was in a car accident, January 2nd, 2025. You know what I was told? That they need to stop me from talking about Joe Sweet and Shekinah Worship Center. And then I was attacked by members of Shekinah Worship Center. You know what the real problem is here? The industry. You don't care about the poor. You want them on fentanyl and heroin. Take the fucking evidence and do your job.
Can we refrain from any profanity? I would appreciate it. Lisa Stoner.
Good afternoon, Mr. Vice Mayor, Council. My name is Lisa, and I'm here to make a brief statement regarding the city's desire to develop a campground at the Rancho Sierra Golf Course at 60th Street East and Avenue F in the unincorporated area of East Lancaster. I stood here a month ago, and the mayor gave a passionate discourse about the state of homelessness in this city and the necessity for this campground project. I'm not commenting today on whether the city should or shouldn't do that. That's a completely different conversation. I just have a statement about the location. I'm here, Mr. Christ, when I stood here a month ago, you said, and I quote, "I apologize to the 4 or 5 families that will be affected by this golf course project." I'm here to say it's a lot more than 4. We had a community meeting last Saturday to discuss this project and signed a petition asking Catherine Barger to stop this project, to protect us. She's our elected representative in that area. And 175 people showed up to sign the petition. I just want to say it's a lot more than 4. I have in my hand copies of those pages. And these are people who live in the vicinity or own property in the vicinity of the golf course. These are people who would be greatly impacted by this project, and it's a lot more than 4 people, a lot more than 4 families. These are people who, even though we don't live in the city limits, we are part of this community. Many of us work in this community. Our kids go to school in this community. We shop here. We all have to come here to shop. We are definitely part of the economy of this community. In fact, my address is Lancaster. I may not live on the north side of H or I, but I'm part of this community. I'm just asking you, I'm pleading with you, please do not do this and develop this campground in our rural area of East Lancaster. Thank you.
Say this one. We are not actively doing it anymore. We're going to go through with the purchase because we committed to making the purchase of it, but we're looking for other things other than a homeless center at this time. I just want to tell you that we do listen to you. We look for other avenues of, when it was chosen because of the least amount of people that it would affect. Obviously, we were wrong, so we're saying that we'll continue looking for a place that we need to put the homeless because I think you saw Mayor Paris's frustration when he talked about the fentanyl. And it's not an excuse for what he said, but he is extremely frustrated with it because he gets deluged, as we all do, on a daily basis about the homeless and fixing the problems and what to do and how to do it. So we're no longer looking towards the golf course to do that. So
thank you.
Michelle Hart.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi. I'm not sure if this is the appropriate platform for this, but I personally know somebody who's reported to code enforcement a bunch of different offenses that we'd like to have enforced. The West Avenue K and 60th Street West taco stand they keep telling her that they've gotten multiple complaints, but it's still there every day. It's in a residential area. It's dangerous to park. It's dangerous to drive past. So this is West Avenue K and 60th Street West. It is repeatedly reported on, and we have been told we're working on it. We're working on it, and it's getting out of hand. So another address, 5773 West Avenue K2. Looks like Sanford and Sons. We need to get it under control. This man is using the handicap ramp to park up on his grass. He's got junk everywhere on his property, and it's not his property because I know he's a renter. I happen to know that firsthand. So 5773 West Avenue K2 needs to be looked at, enforced by code enforcement. It's out of control. There's trash all over. We've had response from that, but this is out of control. And that will be all on that matter. And I would like to address the city clerk. Who is this? Hi. I am a process server serving Mayor Rex with an intent to recall.
I'll let the city attorney address it.
So, yeah, neither the city clerk nor I are authorized to accept service on behalf of Mr. Parrish. I will certainly take this copy from you, but I am not conceding that that's effective service. Okay?
Rich. You're up. Gallegos.
Thank you. I believe that the city clerk has to have a copy of that, by the way. as well as Mayor Paris eventually. Just a couple of things real quickly. First, and Aubrey, I think, spoke very effectively on it. I know that some people have said that Mayor Paris was only being sarcastic when he made the comments about the fentanyl. That's not a good enough excuse. And the evidence that I have of that is, and you don't have to answer, but each of you ask yourselves.
Stop clapping, you're using his time.
Thank you. Each of you ask yourselves if you would have made that same comment, because I've heard a lot of bombastic ridiculousness from Mayor Paris, but I've never heard sort of comments from you guys. So the frustration goes with the job. It's not an excuse to verbally abuse your citizens. And when I think about other points in history when people have suggested eradicating an entire segment of their population, think back on who did that kind of thing. And I'll just leave it there. Those of you who know anything about history can figure out how diabolical that idea is. And if only for the sake of intelligence, even if you have those thoughts, you shouldn't allow them to be spoken while you're running a public meeting, for God's sake. So sarcasm, frustration, not good enough. It was a reprehensible thing to say, and it never should have been uttered. And then he doubled down on it when the newspaper asked him about it. He said, if we're going to have a purge, well, who said we were having a purge? When did this become acceptable speech by an elected official? This is not acceptable. It needs to stop. He needs to either resign or we're going to recall him. There's a lot of support. I know people don't think that this is a real deal or anything, but I can tell you for a fact there are people that have been working on this for months. They're further along than you think. The last thing I want to address really quickly is he said the city council voted unanimously to change the times of the meetings to 1:30 because they don't want to be tired. Well, if you can't stay up past 8 o'clock at night, you shouldn't be an elected representative. The people's ability to be here to watch you conduct their business should take precedent every single time.
Tanya Rincon. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, council members. My name is Tanya Rincon, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak. I'm currently enrolled at Antelope Valley College, and I'm here for research purposes. I've been a resident in Antelope Valley for about 8 years, and I used to be a very big activist in several different fields. And I've always wanted to get involved in city hall meetings, but for several reasons I never have. One being that they can be very intimidating, and another is that there isn't really a course or information available on how to get involved, which leads to my question. I would like to ask about ways that residents can stay informed and involved in upcoming city council meetings and local projects. What resources does the city provide other than sending emails, texts, and mail if you're subscribed and posting it on your website? For example, is there a liaison or any specific community forums or platforms where residents can directly share feedback or ask questions about upcoming decisions? Has the city considered maybe offering these types of courses or workshops to educate residents on how to get more involved in meetings? I know many residents, including myself, would love to learn more about how to make our voices heard effectively. Is there a way or someone that I can get in touch with to express interest in such a program?
Charlize, will you take care of it?
Yeah, so there's a number of different ways that you can actually get involved. One of our best ways of letting us know what is going on is our Inform Lancaster app. And we're currently right now making that really a one-stop shop, so you'll be able to put in resident service requests. So the taco vendor that was brought up earlier, the sidewalk, things like that, you can input those in and we will address them within 24 hours. You will hear back from us. That's one way to get involved. The other way, we have public meetings, so council meetings, planning commission meetings. We have a, what's the? Ad hoc committee. Ad hoc committee meeting. There's an application on our website that you can submit to fill out to become involved. We have our different parks programs you can get involved with, It's all available. It's right on our website. You just read there and you know, fill out a form of interest, and we'll get you set up.
But is there anything like a forum? Sorry, can I continue?
Go ahead.
Is there anything like a forum where like maybe the questions can be more public, or like meetings or workshops or anything that you guys have ever thought about doing?
We do them, and typically they're very project specific. So if we have a project that we're working on where we really desire the community's input on that project to help make it a better project, we'll have a one-off meeting. The other thing that I failed to mention was our Lancaster Police Department is starting, what do we call it, Brews with Blues. So it's you come and have coffee with an officer and you can give some feedback there. We're also starting some community roundtable meetings where the police department, along with, I believe, several of our council members, are going to go out into the community and meet at different churches or schools or different locations throughout, so that we can really hear what's going on, where do we need to work on, things of that nature.
Yeah, I've heard about those, but I feel like those are usually when people are working sometimes. Like they're sometimes during the week, like at 9 or 11 in the morning. And so I feel like
Tanya,
sometimes.
is this your correct number?
Yes.
I'll have him call you.
Okay.
So, Charlize, can you take care of this?
Okay. But there isn't any like public forum where we can contact and like see all the information that's like public.
It's all on the
No.
website.
But yeah, like the responses where it's like open public communication between you guys and like the residents.
I'm not sure I'm following your
No.
question.
Town halls.
So there isn't anything like that.
Well, I would say we're at one right now.
No, I mean like a website or where the information is displayed and maybe kept like track
It's on our
of.
website, absolutely. You can go to the website and get all the information. Maybe I'm not understanding. The other thing that we're actively doing right now is actually building an AI bot
Yeah. Yes.
where
Exactly.
you can ask it and it will answer your question.
Okay, so yeah. All right.
Can
Well,
you-
I'll get in touch
Thank
with
you, I
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll
call
get in
her.
touch with you. Maybe I'll come
Okay.
to another meeting and just see where, we come to, if we can reach to maybe a future workshop or something like that. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you. Miguel Coronado? Welcome, sir.
Hey, nice to see you, sir. Mr. Mann, nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you, Leslie. Nice to see you. Very quickly, I texted you a couple days ago about a big incident on Avenue K by the freeway on Motel 6, and you responded, and I appreciate that. It really makes a significant difference when you could text your leaders, call your leaders, visit with your leaders. It's not always the case with everybody. It is the case with us. We've been around for a very long time. And I want you to know what a significant impact that makes in our community, specifically because that intersection was extremely dirty. And our city should not be looking like that, whether it's in the east side or the west side. Our community should not be looking like that. And when I text you, you responded right away. I didn't realize that you responded. I initially thought you ignored it. And I want you to know that I appreciate that, because when I text you or Mayor Perez, to a lesser extent, Mr. Mann, it's because people reached out to me and they know that I have these kind of relationships. I text Trollis 3 times. 3 times I text you about an incident by our house. The lady mentioned Avenue K and 60th Street. I do live in that corner where I see that taco guy there. The burritos are great. They're $10. Please don't mess with them, okay? I was a street vendor, and they're delicious. So I encourage you to go to 60th Street and Avenue K. It doesn't bother me, but they're really huge. They're packed with meat, but they're delicious. Anyway, Trollis, I text you 3 times right across the street from my community. And these are my neighbors that reach out to me, detectives, deputies, lawyers. They live there, and they reached out to me, and I reached out to Trollis, and he said to me, That's not our property, we'll look into it, nothing. Waited a month, it's not our property, we'll look to it, nothing. So I tried texting Trollis regarding this incident, and nothing happened, so I reached out to you. So I'm saying to Trollis, and I'm saying to our leaders, that if I text you, I don't need anything. I generally ever need anything. It's always for someone else. In conclusion, I just text Sheriff Robert Luna about the leadership in the Sheriff's Department and the significant difference that I have seen since Sheriff Luna has been elected. I wrote him a long text, but I also shared with Captain Bartlett because the work that they've done in the last few months or the last year has been extraordinary, and I really appreciate it because when they behave badly, when there's incidents or situations as concerns, I will call them on it. But I congratulate Captain Bartlett for that and the rest of the captains, and thank you for responding. I really appreciate it. What's happening with our experience is unfortunate, and I hope it could work out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything from the council? Okay, with that, we'll adjourn to...
Excuse me, I would like to speak, however, I wasn't allowed to, just because apparently we got confused. Your website says 1:30 the meeting, and very tiny red as I show her, it says 5:30, so I would like the opportunity to have time to speak, please.
Sure.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you, everyone. I wish Mayor Rex was here. However, I'm sure he is watching on TV. First of all, I want to say I haven't been here in a while, but I'm still doing the work that I've been doing for years. As somebody that's actually out there in the grounds with the unhoused population every Sunday for many years, I have to say that what was said and what I saw in the video is disgusting. I know you were not here, Leslie, 2 years ago when this happened, but I know Man and Chris, both of you guys were here when I had Gary called in about his wife dying, and he's taking the ambulance 2 hours to get to him. His wife died in his hands, okay? Last year, it took us 5 days to find him. He was dead out in the desert. So for somebody, especially him, to say that he rather gives him fentanyl, I've never seen that happen, but I've seen a lot of people dying of drug overdose out there, and they're not only on house population. There's a lot of city people that are actually there, your constituents. So for him to say that, it is disgusting. It is very disgusting, and I cannot believe nobody have said anything. And I would really appreciate an apology, and I will send this to him as well, because it is so disgusting. Those people out there, they're not just anybody. They are constituents. They live in this city. They're being pushed away. We already understood, we already figured out that that is a voter suppression, what we do to them. Okay, about 4 years ago when I actually did voter registration, I had over 600 individuals that they were registered and voted that day, right across from the sheriff's station, where I do all my food banks. Every year, we do the Christmas, we do Thanksgiving. I know you are aware, Vice Mayor Chris, you know I've been doing this for years. It's not 5, 6, 7, it's way over 10 years.
You're doing the people's work.
We're doing what we need to do. I'm not sitting here saying, hey, give me, because you guys haven't given me anything, but we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But what was said is disgusting, and it looks really bad on all of you. I'm sorry, it was one person that said it, and maybe he was being funny. Maybe so, but that is no joke matter. And please, you guys need to sit down and realize and come out with a statement. If you guys are against what it was said, if it was a joke, then you guys need to say it. But staying quiet is doing the same thing as acknowledging and admitting that you guys are okay with that statement. And for once, I'm not. Okay, I'm not here to say, hey, let's get them out, let's bring someone in. What I'm saying is what you guys are doing is wrong. And I'm sorry, but it involves all of you guys because you guys are a team together, working together. So I do hope Mayor Rex is watching. Please stop making these jokes if it is a joke. It is disgusting. People are dying. People will die. And these jokes need to stop because they're not funny. Nobody here is laughing. So please stop. Thank you.
Last card, Sean Cannon.
Thank you. Let me just start off by saying I'm speaking for myself. And I'm pleased to have been able to be a part of acknowledging young people here today that were part of a mentorship program that I had a chance to benefit from. And I would just like to reiterate what a mentor of mine and somebody who has meant so much to me since I got here to Antelope Valley told me many years ago. That's Bishop Henry Hearns. He told me, and that's when I was coming after y'all back then, he told me that it's not enough to be against something. You have to tell people what you're for. And I would like people to be wary of people who would use maybe some justified anger and frustration for their own personal vanity. And I would advise people to remember that there are things that there's progress. As a city official, I know that there's progress that's been made here in this city, and certain people didn't show up. When we were creating an allocation plan for affordable housing, we got $2 million to build affordable housing. That was a community thing. People didn't advertise that. When we were creating a social equity commission where there was actually changes being brought forth, we got a first-time home buyers program out of that. There are people who weren't advertising that. When we were doing a lot of other amazing things in the city where the community can come and be a part of, and I know we got some work to do on how we, advertise stuff, there were people who were a part of the solution, and then there are people who weren't. And for those of you who may have gotten the memo to come here to watch some people serve the mayor for a recall, I guarantee you, from those people, you probably won't get a memo to actually come be a part of the solution. But I invite you, and I thank you guys, even though we disagree, you listen, the mayor listens. If you think that he shouldn't run the city, then maybe you should get together before the election and decide which one of you are gonna run so one of you could win. But for one's own vanity. Anyways, I love this city. Everyone have a good night. There's more progress to be made. I hope you show up beyond this, but I don't just support the recall. And as for Democrats in this community, when we come for one of these seats, you'll know, because we'll win. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sean. Okay, I'm going to adjourn it till Tuesday, March 25th at 1:30.
You don't speak for Democrats, Sean.
Thank you.